Hi guys, FrostFangs here, welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video. We're going to be playing some Imani today with her new set of skins, Imani, and I think the other one's called Genesis. Yep, seeing the first one right here. I've covered all the other ones already, so if you want to go back and check those videos out, maybe you missed them, they should be up on the channel. This is the last one of the set. I think we actually had 4 skins in this update, the Imani one, the Ram one, then we also had, I think it was Ying and Andro. So my expectations for this one going in are kind of high, but judging just from how it looks in the menu, it's already kind of outdone them just because it has got some really cool touches, even the little frost symbol there on her little gauntlet. Not just going to be talking about the skins and giving my first impressions on them though, because I have actually changed my setups for quite a bit. The standard one is a little bit different than it was before, and so is the cooldown one, so I'm going to be playing with both of those hopefully and showing them off and talking about them a little bit more. So yeah, for the skins, she's got this first one, Genesis, which is just 800 crystals, very similar to the Ram one. Then you get the other version in the chest. This one is kind of purple and pink. Her hair looks really cool, so does the rest of the skin. Honestly, this looks fantastic. It's got so many cool small touches. Her shoes look really cool. The little actual symbol things going on here on her knees is sick. She's even got a little Evil Mojo icon on her pants. Her belt is kind of like a controller, and she's actually got her hair kind of going down past her ear into like an aux cord, which is probably one of the weirdest things I've seen in the skin, but I really like it. Her gauntlets look sick, although now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure we've seen that effect before. I think the Nando skin has like the same thing on like his fireballs and his effects and stuff. Really, I'm looking forward to seeing the effects for this one because I'm hoping that they'll be great. There's a few Imani ones that are rather mediocre, but most of the time they're pretty good, and there's a lot of room for them to do cool stuff. So yeah, let's jump into game 1. I completely forgot to mention it in the intro, but of course she has a dragon, and you can get a bit of a preview of it there. It's a little bit underwhelming. I think I've seen it a couple times in game and it isn't as good as I was expecting it to be. The fire effect is nice, but the dragon itself looks a bit out of place. Although I haven't seen it enough to fully form my opinion, I remember it looking a little bit weird. Shout outs to, I think it was Mako. You've also got a Ying, a Dian, and a Shaldim. We're on sort of Mindset's archives. We're up against a Willow, a Ying, a Makoa, a Furia, and a Tyra. So pretty similar matchup. So I'm gonna grab Pyromania and then the cooldown setup for this one. And here are the gauntlets. They actually look way better in first person than I was expecting, and so did the effect. That reminds me a lot of Dragon Quest, and I'm actually kind of loving that. Ying just saying there in the chat, fair warning, the enemy team is good. So this might be a bit of a shit show. We've got Pluck, Life Exchange, Recover, Alacrity, Scorn, Exterminate, Leviathan, Burn Monster, and then Focusing Lens. Also looks really badass mounted up. We'll throw the Frost Bomb. That's just a Dragon Quest effect, straight up. There's a route for the Lian. Switch, going to the F. That disc effect is also a little bit out of place, but I don't mind it too much. I'm just going to get the Fireball ready. There's an 800. Might as well just keep throwing those because we do have the splash on them permanently. Just throwing over these 700s, dodging the Willow Fire, and just easily getting free 500 damages here on that Makoa. Just going to keep blasting them. That was like a 1000. There's another one. Double tapped because I didn't realize my mana was full. Honestly, did not expect the effects to look so good. There's the right click that also looks sick. It could have looked a little bit weird. They could have easily messed that up, but it looks pretty damn good. We'll throw the root over, get the Makoa, or nobody. I guess I think I hit the Ying decoy. Never mind, it was a Tyra. There's a 500. There's another one. I think she has a decent amount of damage reduction. That should finish. We'll throw a tap over there for the Ying and try not to die. Sound effects are a little bit annoying. Don't think I like the sound effects that much, but the actual visual effects are fantastic to the point where I can put up with the slightly weird sound effects. The gauntlets just look so goddamn good, and so do the effects. The pixelation looks really nice. They do have a bunch of healing and a Makoa who kind of knows what he's doing, so we are getting a little bit clapped here. I'm just kind of hitting them around corners. I'm not even really trying to use the ice stance. I'm just throwing over stuff with this. He tried to put me, but he missed. Just going to glide around here on the side, go for a right click, try and melt through the Fury. She's getting ulted by the Ink, so that really didn't work. There's a root and some taps for her. She's on like no health, but so am I. There's a little cheeky 600. I'm going to F and just leave. Heard a Makoa hook there as I was flying away to making sure he can't get a free shot on me. We'll dip back into spawn to heal up. Going to go ahead and pop the ultimate. There we go. That actually doesn't look too bad. I remember it looking worse. Shading on it actually makes it look not too bad, but there is the Q, which is probably the most over-the-top effect we've got for an Imani Dragon. I'm probably going to call myself Fury at some point during this video. We'll get rid of that. And yeah, there's a free double. Other than the sound effect, which is really annoying. I do genuinely love this skin. He hit me with the hook. There's the F. I'm going to try and glide away here, but I think I might be screwed. We can get around the corner and F if we need, or right click, but hey, we're fine. Shout out to Ying there for the heals. Can't believe we actually managed to get away. There's a 1500. That's the whole reason I went for Pyromania, is just to get that free explosion, although that Ying's actually tapping me. Nearly got rid of my health. Stopped back in spawn. Finished off our Cauterize. Also got a little bit of life rip. That Ying is very aggressive though. I can't even be mad. It's actually pretty consistently nearly getting rid of me. I'm just getting some heals here from the Ying, seeing if they're going to push in. There's a right click. It seems like they're actually playing pretty safe near the point. Just going to sit here on the point. There's a little tap for the Fury. There's a tap for the Makoa. He's getting hooked by our Makoa. Never mind, it's the Tyra. Thank you for the free kill there. There is a right click as we go around the corner just to try and melt through. Fury is going for the ult. I'm going to throw over the root. Nice. There's a little double tap. Expecting him to go for the ult there. Dead to the Ying. She's actually shredding me. Props to that Ying. Every time I go against her here, she's kind of melting my health. Get some more life rip and some Haven to deal with that, I suppose. And we can go for the ult here right at the spawn door. Doesn't seem like we're going to win this one, but I'm going to give it an effort and just try and do the best that I can. Fury is going to hide behind that pillar. I guess we can melt her. Might as well deactivate that. Don't really be able to do much else. It's on like 1000 health. We'll glide around the side, switch, and then go into the right click. He's going to run Samako. Went for the ult. There's a route which he stopped the Fury from being pulled there. Maybe we messed it up, although I don't think it would have made much of a difference. The Ying was back there still. Never mind. She's teleporting up here. There's another tap from. That's the Makoa with the hook. There's the F again. Just going to try and get away. I'm doing the same exact escape I was trying to do before, but I think they caught me that time. Don't feel like I'm doing too bad here with Imani. I definitely could be doing better. That's the hook from the Koa. There's the F. We're going to go around this way just so that we don't get as easily chased. We'll glide around the top, go for a right click. She's going to be out of range, although never mind, just a little bit. Got to give them mad props. I've honestly been shredding us. I don't feel like I've been doing too bad, but score-wise here we are 90 to 350. They've been doing a great job. That's my Koa with the hook, and there we go. There's the defeat. Well-deserved win. I think overall they played really well there as a team. We were a little bit more of a messy setup. Didn't think anybody there on our side was doing terribly, but we were overall just having a bit of a hard time. We did pretty good though, 631k. I'm fine with that. Makoa didn't do too bad. Ying did pretty good. She actually only has one death. The Leon died a lot, but other than that, didn't do too bad. And the Charlene did fine, but overall that was a really tough matchup for us. Their Ying shredded. Their Fury did a really good job, even though she was going for damage. She actually out-healed the Ying, which is kind of strange. The Makoa did a great job, so did the Tyra and the Willow, not as much, but she also didn't do badly. So yeah, there we go. Game 1. We'll go ahead and re-queue for another one. So far, my thoughts on the skin are overall, I think it's fantastic, but the sound effects are somewhat annoying. I think that's more of a personal preference thing than anything else. I think a bunch of you guys will probably like the sound effects. For me, they got annoying really quick. I think the visuals are pretty cool, although they do look a little bit out of place, especially the dragon. The dragon looks really weird in game, but other than that, I think the skin is pretty solid, and I'd probably rate it somewhere like an 8 or a 7.5, maybe even 8.5, somewhere around there. Alright, well for game 2, we've got the same map and mode, but then we've got an Andra, an Octavia, a Khan, and a Ying, and we're up against a Yag, which will be kind of interesting. I've barely seen Yag at all since she's come out. A Xin, Drogo's a Furia, and a Ceres, so pretty similar matchup again, although they do have a bit of a team advantage. Don't know if anybody who was in the last one's in this one. I do recognize a few names, but I don't know. I do wonder how different the effect's going to be for this one, but we'll go ahead and grab Pyromania and then the same cooldown setup, because yeah, I can't really imagine that they've changed them. The frost was the same, the right click there is the same, so that's a little bit disappointing. I think even the weapon shots are the same as they were, because obviously Imani's stance switches, so she needs to be red and blue, whereas the other ones had a little bit more wiggle room, I guess. Also, because I kind of forgot to do it in the first one, there is a bit of an inspect on the weapon, but yeah, I guess that's a bit of a downside to this skin that the other ones didn't have, is that the effects are less varied for the two versions of them, so that definitely does take a point off of the score. I'm definitely going to leave this at a 7.5, although I don't even know why I bothered to rate skins. Just to kind of summarize my opinion, I guess we'll pop a right click, try and melt through the Drogo's. Tracking there was actually on point. We'll throw a root as well. Got hard slammed. I was just trying to use the efforts on cooldown. What's wrong with me? Yeah, I just rolled in, melted through our Khan. That play was pretty rough. We're going to go for a right click here, melt through the Xin. He's actually gone. Just going to hit the Xin, pop the F, glide through this way, hide with the Octavia a little bit. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I think I might get myself killed. We're going to throw a root, stop the Octavia, go for a right click to melt her as we nearly die. Or actually, Ian kind of saved my ass there with the top notch heals. There's a little tap as we go back into spawn, yoink some more core. Right click just there onto the Xin. For some reason our Khan is standing still. We'll throw a root over there as well. Yeah, I'm realizing though, considering I'm playing the freaking stance switch setup, I'm barely switching stances at all. There's a tap for the Yag. We're going to go over here and then go for the ultimate, although Yag is already out of there. See if we can melt through the Drogos. Dragon is different though. That's something that I only just noticed. It's actually blue instead of like the pink it was before. We're going to switch out of that and F. Seems like Yag actually pushed in on me, didn't even notice. Tap for the Xin, tap for the Drogos. They're only for like 300. We'll throw another one there for 6. There's a little tap for the Xin. We should be able to get the double tap here. Pop the F, glide just here. There's a right click for the Yag. I guess I'm going to get ulted. We'll switch stances. I think he's just going to stun me, right? Never mind, he pulled me straight through. I think I'm dead. I'm so goddamn close. Yeah, what I was trying to say before I kind of cut myself off is at least they changed the dragon, so it's not like the exact same. They just didn't change the stances, because or else it'd probably be kind of confusing, and it should probably stay as red and blue just so that it's a little bit easy to understand. There goes the Drogos. We'll glide around the side, dodge the Furia beam, kind of. There's a right click onto her. She is very, very low. She's on like nothing. Hello, Yag. I think that means I'm dead though. We'll stance switch again, try and get the F, but that ain't gonna happen. Khan did drop in the chat a second ago that he crashed, which would explain why he was playing kind of weird a minute ago, but at least he's back now. We'll throw the root over there. That might get me something on the Furia. Oh, a double. Yag is just here. Okay, I don't know why I've heard sound effects to my right. I guess that must have been Andrew. I thought it was the Drogos for some reason, but there's a couple more little taps for him. Our mana gen is pretty slow. Pop an F, just gonna glide here, go for a right click, melt through the Drogos, and Imani's just gonna boost me. There's a root, but I'm pretty sure I'm dead. I'm been in the middle of like 3 of them here. Rooted the Yag and put some pretty good damage in there, but I don't think it's really going to help us very much. Just a little tap for the Furia. Although enemy Yag, I guess you're just going to roll past. I did use my ult second ago, died to the Xin because he saw where I was. We're just going to slide it back into spawn. This is a bit of a rough match. Not as rough as game 1, but we are still being doubled. Ceres plus a freaking Furia and a Yagvrath just mean we're not really able to go through him. She's now just going to go ahead and remove our Khan. No way I can do anything there fast enough to go through her health. Just going to glide up a little bit, go for a right click there, try and melt through some of her health, but she's just got so much, it ain't really going to happen. We'll throw a root through. If that doesn't get caught on the door, I think we did hit maybe the Furia, but she didn't take any damage. I don't know. He was ulting, just didn't hear the sound effect because they had the effect on him there. There goes the Yag. Finally, we can F in the air a little bit, pop a right click, try and melt through somebody, but they're just going to get behind cover. There's a root for the Xin. That is Octavia with the ult. Rip Furia, well bloody done. Drogos is just here in the corner. There's a tap. There's another one. Thought I was going to give me full mana. He is still gone just about. We are nearly gone too. Hello, Xin. There's a full mana tap and a right click, and there we go. He should be gone. My accuracy there was abysmal, but I'm going to go ahead and pop the ultimate. Just try and hold them off. Make sure no nobody's on me. Just going to kind of linger here in the middle. Probably a bit of a waste, but I might as well. Not really a better time to use it. There goes the Drogos. We're going to switch out of that and F because Yag just jumped on me, so I guess we baited them around a little bit. There's a right click first. Should be able to deal some damage, but that Fury heal is ridiculous. Obviously, that right click doesn't apply anti-heal, so she's got fully healed up for every bit of damage we dealt to her there. Trying to get a cheeky bounce off the side. We are hitting the Ceres a little bit, but definitely not for enough. That Yagarath, we meet again. There is the F. I really can't do anything to deal with Yagarath just because of the team comp they've got. Like, even with my full right click there, which usually melts on all people, she's just chilling. Lob over a root. Drogo's going for an ultimate. I think he punched a Ying decoy. Well bloody done there. I don't think she even juked. I'm pretty sure he just hit a Ying. The tap for the Drogos. He's got to be on like nothing. There we go. Full hit. I think I can't actually finish him off with like a little tap. Do have a bunch of credits, but I don't really want to dip back into spawn. It's 282 to 350 pretty much. This could go either way, although I'm pretty sure they've got it, but we're going to put up a fight at least. We're going to glide around the top, go for a right click, melt through the flipping Yag. For some reason I wanted to call her a Ceres then. There's a tap for the Drogos and an ultimate. They know where I am, but I'm just going to go for it. I'm being hit by the Zin, so I'm just going to pop the F. The Ying was trying to cover me. Props to her for being a team player. He's going for the ult. There is the punish. 322, 344. We're actually kind of recovering this. There is a root. Did that hit? No, she's like just out of range. Tap there for the Fury maybe. I think the Ceres is just back there as well, just in case she goes up the stairs. There's an 800. There is another one. See if we can finish her off. She's got to be kind of low. Right, well done, Andro. There's a hit for the Fury. How are we recovering this? Totally thought this was a lost game, but the team's actually putting in work. We just hit the Zin. There's another little tap for him. Cool. There's a tap there. There's a right click for the Yag. I think we can probably melt her. She's going for the ult. There's a switch. We'll just throw some ices into her. She should be out here, right? Okay, there we go. There's a root for the Fury as well. And the Ceres, she's on nothing. Tried to finish off. Died to the Zin. Could have made that play a bit better. We are right down to the wire, though. Did kind of need to die, though, because I bought a bunch of items. We're going to glide right back into the air. Stance switch, go for a right click. Finish off the Fury. Nice. Drogo's going for the ult. He did get rid of our Octavia, but we should be able to get rid of him, right? We are just here. There we go. Frame rate dip there is horrible. There's a root stance switch. There's a fireball. 382 to 388. I'm pretty sure we've lost. I'm popping the ult here right at the end. There goes the Ceres. 391, and there is the loss. We lost that by like 5 or 10 points. So we actually lost that to the time as well. Honestly, fair match. I'm not bothered at all that we lost that one. I think they do deserve the win. I think if Akon was there the whole time, we would have probably had that. We also made one hell of a recovery, so I'm still happy with how that went. I'd say stats-wise there, we did pretty good. 13,891k. I'll take that. Arandra did fine, although he did die quite a bit there. I thought I was dying a lot, but I actually only had 8, which is the lowest other than the Ying, who did pretty solid. The Octavia did fine too, and then the Khan when he was there didn't do too bad. But obviously because of his DC, his stats going to be a bit worse, and it might have cost us the game. I'm not sure. Maybe it would have played out differently anyway. I think they were probably a bit of a better team, but it was still a fun match, so it doesn't even really matter. For their side, their Yag did pretty good. Their Drogos did fine. Their Ceres did pretty decent. So did their Fury, and their Zin definitely did the best. At least in my opinion, he was causing me the most trouble. He was really the only one killing me other than the Yag every now and again. So yeah, there we go. Those were the 2 new Imani skins. Don't think I've got anything else to really add here at the end. I'm a little bit disappointed with some of the effects. The sound effects are also kind of annoying, but other than that, I do really like the skin. I just wish it was maybe a little bit more different between the 2 colors. I also don't really like the dragon all that much, so I'm pretty happy leaving it at like a 7.5 somewhere around there. These skins have been really weird this entire set. I said it I think in a few of the other videos, but for me this set of skins has had like the most things in like the love section and also in the hate section that's kind of ended up being somewhere in the middle, whereas most of the other skins I like and I don't really have too many complaints about. These ones had a bunch of things that I really do think are cool and a bunch of things that I don't like all that much, so it ended up kind of equalizing in the same place as some of the other skins I don't like as much but have less things that annoy me. I don't know if I worded that properly, but overall Imani's default design is also really cool, so I feel like she doesn't need a skin as much as some of the other characters. I feel like I've been talking a bunch in this video, but thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hopefully I was able to cut it into something that made some sort of sense. I'll see you guys all really soon. Let me know what you want to see me do next. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I did that out of order even, but I'll see you guys all really soon, and as always, stay frosty.